Hey, welcome back. This is the Nerdery or the Nerdgasm.
A Nerdgasm version of PUI.
Yes, podcasting under the fucking influence. I'm JD.
I'm Chad.
And we're here. We got some rough topics this week. We just watched the DC Marvel trailer. Not really a trailer. It's not a real movie. Don't get twisted.
It's like the made-up trailer for the Thundercats movie that never came out. That was awesome.
Yeah. DC Marvel. God, it was such a good trailer.
Whoever
did that, kudos to you.
Alex Luthor, good job.
If that's actually his name. Might just be his.
Well, if that's his handle, that's what he goes by.
Dude, it's such a good. It was Arrow. There was. They had stuff from Arrow, stuff from Flash, everything.
Deathstroke versus Deadpool.
That was really awesome.
That looked really good.
They took a bunch. There was a bunch of YouTube videos they took stuff off of. That was from. Remember when what's his name exploded?
Yeah.
That's from a YouTube video. Batman versus. It's like it's called like a comic book matchup or something.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take like. There's one we'll take like the White Ranger versus Scorpion. That was one. I think Scorpion won, but
White Ranger.
What was another one? That one. They did Gandalf versus Darth Vader. They did a bunch of those. Kind of like epic rap battles of history, but they actually have them fight. So do I. Epic rap battles of history.
See, the opening to that segment every time should be the Ultimate Battle of Ultimate Destiny. Ever watch that?
Nope. But they mixed everything together. YouTube videos, TV shows, movies, older movies, newer movies, all of it.
Probably without any licenses. So no one take that away from him because the kid did a fantastic job. And if you are currently sitting in Hollywood and you're like, I need a really good editor, you should go find this kid.
They even use stuff. Like I've seen it. I don't know if you the pilot for Wonder Woman.
Didn't see the pilot.
I have it. If you ever want to try and watch it, it's pretty good, not bad.
It seems like defeating the purpose to watch one episode of something.
Are you caught up on Marvel?
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
No.
Ish. Are you like 5 episodes in season 2?
Dude, I'm 1 episode into it. Though actually, we started watching 1 episode and then we kept getting interrupted because people kept coming to the house.
Gotcha. Okay. There's a girl that shows up in Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Mm-hmm.
She originally is quote unquote working for Hydra, but then she gets whoever the nerdy female girl is. I can't remember her name.
I know what you're talking about.
She gets her out of Hydra when they discover that she's like a mole.
Mm.
And she's actually a mole also. She's in it, and she was the girl who played Wonder Woman.
Mm.
You ever seen Friday Night Lights, the TV show?
No.
Okay, she was she was like supposed to be a slutty one in that, but she's not. Anyway, she did a great job in Marvel. She did a great job in that show, and she was Wonder Woman in this other show. It didn't make it past the pilot, though. I don't know why. It looked really good. She's super hot in it too. Probably would have done well, but
maybe because of the movies.
like this is just how obscure that they got. The guy who did this got stuff from YouTube videos. Pilots of shows that have never been out. Every movie they even took stuff from Stargate. You said
actually the voiceover at the beginning is Sam from Stargate talking about her interdimensional theory, which is I thought was the icing on the cake. And then they threw a little voiceover from Flash, which was the Doctor talking about particles escaping other dimensions. They did a fantastic job editing that thing together.
I could watch that trailer a bunch of times. I watched it on my TV at the house, and well, I don't know, computer, laptop, and I go home and I have a nice 50-some inch TV, and I plug my computer into it. Just graphics wise, looked amazing. God, I can't say enough about it. It was just really good.
Oh, forewarning, internet. If my kid cries, I need to get up and get a bottle. He'll continue without me.
Okay, so move on past that. It's just amazing.
It was really, really good. I saw the link on my phone. Someone actually had hit me up and tagged me in it, and I don't know. Some things you can't watch on your phone. It doesn't do it any justice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely not.
It makes you sadder for missing out on part of the epicness.
Mm-hmm.
As I'm searching Transformers sites.
Super, super awesome. That's all I'm going to say. All right. We're going to move on to Star Trek 3.
Yeah, they got the director from the last 3 Fast movies. I think that's a good combination. I thought that guy resurrected a franchise that, we were both in agreement was dead.
Yeah, after
Episode
Star Trek,
3.
not Insurrection. wasn't Insurrection. Insurrection
was the last one.
No.
What?
After that. Insurrection's whenever they had people on the planet. And was it Romulans?
Was it the one where
The one where he had like his twin.
That was the last one. That was Insurrection.
That was not Insurrection.
That was Insurrection.
IMDb it. I'm telling you it wasn't. I promise you it was. I'll IMDb it. Hold on.
The one where they cloned Captain Picard.
That was not
Insurrection.
I promise you it wasn't on Insurrection.
It's been on TV like
I think it's
times in the past month.
Hold on. Sorry, we were not prepared to argue about this. We just do stuff. Star Trek.
Well, it kind of makes it fun that way. Do we need a bottle?
I think we might.
Insurrection. Okay.
I'm right. Internet, I'm right.
I'm just gonna hit Patrick Stewart up, and I'll see his last Star Trek movie. Star Trek was the one where the guys would put their face in this, and then would like pull their skin back and make them look younger. That's how he killed the one guy. I can't remember his name though. I'm looking for it. Hold on. Yeah, Patrick Stewart is Picard. Let's see all of his movies. Sorry, Internet. We're not prepared. Deal with it. You can look it up too. This gives you time.
Baby break.
Baby break. Baby break. Oh. Insurrection. Star Trek Legacy. Oh, that's a video game. Hold on, my bad. Shut up. Just shush up. Alright. Come on. It's a video game too. Nemesis. That's the last one.
Alright.
So, 1-0 JD.
But we both agreed on what the plot of that was.
Yeah, he has a twin. But, yeah, Insurrection's...
The board one?
No, that's the one. That's First Contact. Insurrection is when there's people who live on a planet, and they live like old school. Like they live like the old-fashioned way, and they don't age. Like they've stayed at the same age for like 100 years. They've never aged, and that's one sect of the people. A branch off of them is the other people that like their face, they're like old and they keep aging, so they keep
stretching.
Yeah, pretty much getting like facelifts every 5 minutes, and they're trying to kill them because apparently something happened. And I don't remember the whole. I want to say like twice, but something happened and they want them dead. I don't remember exactly why, but
advanced peoples are so mean. Advanced people are so mean.
Yeah. And when the crew of a conspiracy against inhabitants of a unique planet, Picard begins an open rebellion. That's basically the plot that's written on.
I'm gonna have to sit down and watch that. I don't think I've ever watched that one.
It's not bad. What's his name? Beta goes berserk because he was scouring the planet.
Yeah.
And what they have is on the planet they have a ship that is like camouflaged over the lake that is replicating their village and like 5 miles around it because they don't go further than that really.
Yeah.
And they're trying to get them off the planet and take them to a place where they can like kill them, like a concentration camp. That's like no, it's serious. When they find it, Beta finds it and he gets shot, and like it starts out with him like going crazy. So they shoot him right in the back of the head or something, and he just loses all of his normal controls, and they're trying to like catch him. That's how the movie like really starts.
Okay.
So then they go back, and that's when they learn of this plot that is being planned, and that's when they find the guys with their faces being stretched. A couple of their guys inhabiting that ship, trying to kill like Picard and I don't remember the Klingon guy. But anyway, that's basically it. If you've ever seen the movie, it's a pretty good movie. I mean, all Star Trek movies are pretty good. The only one I'm not a fan of is the whale one. When they go back
The Voyage Home?
Yeah, the one where they go back.
That was great.
That's not the Voyage Home, is it?
Yeah, it is.
I'm talking about the one where they go back in time to get a whale.
Star Trek 4, right?
Yeah, because someone's destroying the planet.
That's the Voyage Home.
Okay, maybe it is. My bad. But that was like my least favorite.
I actually really like that one. My probably least favorite one was probably The Search for Spock. He wasn't.
My least favorite one was the first one.
He wasn't. The motion picture? Oh, come on, Viger. That's awesome. That's awesome.
My favorite one is either between Wrath or First Contact.
Wrath of Khan and First Contact are on the same level.
Yeah, Wrath of Khan and First Contact.
Because everyone loves hearing
Well, see,
about
like-
that shit that happened at the very beginning and what led up to it, and the Klingon
War.
Vulcan's landing and
Yeah.
all that epic crap. That's everyone always loves that story, and I think that's why Enterprise was such a success on television, because it was that first ship.
Well, Enterprise, just in general, is just such a good show.
I thought it was a great show. The fact that they didn't push that into movies, because it's not like anything was canon before that. They could have made up a bunch of stories, and as long as they didn't die by Klingon hands, everyone wins.
You know what I'm waiting for? A live-action Star Wars TV show. Maybe not all the lightsabers and stuff, but
They talked about that at one point. It waxed on it poetically at length. What was it? An entire 6 months they were talking about this is coming. They contacted George Lucas. They got the rights. They're going to do a Rebels. It was supposed to be a Rebels series.
well, they have the cartoon Rebels. But
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's what it was supposed to be based off of, was just the build up to episode 4.
they did an Ewok TV show on like Disney a long, long time ago.
I thought it was on Showtime.
It might have been. I saw it on Disney when I was a kid.
Do you remember the movie? The Ewok movie?
No, that was
Yeah.
before my time. Bad.
You are not
Wow
missing
bad or
out.
wow
You're not
good?
missing out. Like a family of 4 vacationing in what would be considered the Mercedes from Spaceballs
Mhm.
crashes on Endor, and then the Ewoks help them out. It's cool.
And the TV show that I remember, it's
Shit,
just
I wish I could forget.
it's just the 2 kids. It's just 2 kids.
Or the
and
Droids cartoon. Do you remember that one?
Mm.
Yeah.
You're old.
There was a lot.
You're 10 years older than me.
There was a
man.
lot of stuff going on back in the 80s that a lot of us wish we could forget. And then there's other things you need to bring back, like the Silverhawks and the Thundercats and Voltron.
Thundercats. I used to
Keep
watch-
working on the Transformers. You
I've
guys are
watched
getting close.
Thundercats. I love Thundercats.
The new one or the old one?
I watched the old ones.
I like the 26 episode season they have is pretty good.
Thundercats. You know what one of my favorite shows of the 80s was? Cartoons. Now you're in there. I'll wait till you come back. Anyway, Star Trek 3 is directed by the guy whoever it was, that directed Fast and Furious 4, 5, and 6. Those of you that don't know this, Fast and Furious was almost dead in the water after Tokyo Drift, which I honestly like Tokyo Drift, but
Well,
that
it definitely wasn't going to carry the weight of the franchise.
that director revitalized the whole series. Got a better writer, got a better movie, went in a different direction of like the drama. He went towards like more of the heist and pulling things off and being like really pulling off like the driver, like the video game, like being a driver, a wheelman, or whatever the case may be, and really taking that to another level. So I'm kind of excited for Star Trek 3 because Star Trek Into Darkness was good, but it wasn't great. It was pretty good.
I kind of like the role reversal between Spock and Kirk and Khan. Like, I liked how all that panned out. I like the way they made the Federation be a little bit edgy, and they have that headstrong admiral in there that's like, we need to go to war. We need a ship that can only function with one dude. It has to be the biggest, baddest ship in the galaxy. Like,
Which it was.
I like that. I like that angle of it because that's human mentality. Like, you're coming to get me, so I need to come get you first. And that was a good play on the true
Not to mention
essence of humanity.
that guy's daughter in the movie. God, that blonde chick.
Yeah, she's not bad.
Oh my gosh, she was good looking. That was a beautiful woman.
She's not.
Okay, a little bit of spoilers on this. Arrow season 3 from here on out. This is just what I've heard, and I like to tell him stuff I hear, so he doesn't like being surprised. He wants me to tell him. Like he got mad 'cause I didn't tell him about Adam.
I don't get mad. Nothing spoils it for me because I'm still watching it. If I
No,
really
you
like
got
the
mad
show-
because I didn't tell you, not because I told you.
Yes.
You got mad
I don't
'cause I
mind
didn't tell
because
you.
he plays Clash of Clans.
I'm just.
It
collecting
doesn't
my
get
loot.
more nerdier than this.
I'm just collecting my loot. That's all, and I'm out.
Nerd.
But if I don't collect my loot and someone attacks me, I lose it all. And I'm trying to rebuild.
Oh, that's right. You got crushed last week.
Yeah. So,
No, but
Arrow.
that. Oh,
Oh, sorry,
we
go ahead.
moved on to that. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, you want to go back
Okay.
to this?
Well, no, I was just talking about what the way he fleshed out the characters in 4, 5, and 6 of the Fast franchise.
Mhm.
I thought it was a brilliant move, and I don't know if this is true or not, but he was the one that proposed bringing in Jason Statham as the bad guy for the 7th film.
Well, he's. I would venture to say he's probably directing 6, 7, and 8 too, or 7, 8, and 9.
I hope so. I hope they actually, since Paul's
Because-
dead, I hope they continue on and finish off the story. Don't just let it die with him. Carry it on because I think the story's bigger than one dude.
What is your least favorite Fast and Furious movie? I want to say either Too Fast, Too Furious, or the fourth one. I think the fourth one's just called Fast and Furious.
I think no, I like the fourth one. I liked the build up. I liked how, because the movie wasn't meant to be epic right out the gate. It was meant to start over and reflesh out the characters and get it started again. I think the second one was my least favorite, and only because it felt forced. Like, we have to find a reason to bring other people into the franchise, and that's what it felt like to me. Is just forced.
Don't get me wrong. I like all of them. Don't get me wrong. All of them are pretty darn. I could sit down and watch any one of them right now. 4 is probably my least favorite to watch. I thought there was parts where it drug. That's all. That's the only issue I have with it. But other than that,
but I think that had to do a lot with character development. Like, you're gonna have those moments. Like Episode 4 of Star Wars. A lot of who is this guy? Where is he coming from? What kind of dude is he? Like, there's a lot of that going on. Not a whole lot of action.
Yeah. No. Well, it started out action packed. There was only 16 minutes of airtime for Darth Vader in that movie. That's a 2.5 hour movie. And there was only 16 minutes of airtime for him.
Saying, I would compare 4, 5, and 6 of Fast to 4, 5, and 6 of Star Wars. The first 3 were okay, but the second 3 were the best.
Okay. I did like Tokyo Drift.
I liked it.
I did like Too Fast, Too Furious. I mean, I'm just picking. If I had to pick all 6, my least favorite is 4 or 2.
2 would be my least favorite.
4 to me, it was dead, but then they tried to break him out of prison at the end. And it just ended on such a good note when they tried to get him out of prison.
3 ended on such a good note.
Yeah.
Like, you're watching this whole movie and you're like, what does this have to do? Other than the name of this movie, what does it have to do with anything? Because at that point they had introduced. Shut up, we're working on it. We're putting it on the list. It's on the list now. Like, Han wasn't even introduced until Tokyo Drift. The character of Han didn't even exist. And the way they backtracked in the fifth one, and got Han in there and figured all that out. That was someone who looked at the whole story and said, we're not just going to drop this because I want it to have meaning. And the irony of that is now that Han is dead, they're going to Tokyo to kick Jason Statham and his boss's ass. Statham and Paul Walker is dead. And that kid who was in Tokyo Drift is in Tokyo.
What I do like is how they tied 4, 5, and 6.
I just found that ironic that the guy who was playing the lead role in the movie is dead, and the guy they gave the lead role in the third movie is still alive, and now they're on their way to Tokyo to kick Jason Statham's ass for killing Han, and that kid's going to be there.
Do you wonder? Okay, because
they didn't purposely kill Paul Walker. Don't tell me that.
No. I wonder if that was if it was somehow that's planned that way, if that's going to tie into it. Because number 3, Tokyo Drift, is technically after Episode 6, or the 6th movie, the 6th Fast and Furious movie.
6 feet.
Yeah, it's technically after number 6. So I wonder if whenever Lucas Black, that's the actor, I think that's his name, Lucas Black. Yeah, Lucas Black. The guy who's a star in Tokyo Drift, I can't remember his name. He drove the Mustang. That Mustang was sweet, by the way.
Yeah, you put a 6-cylinder Mitsubishi engine in the Mustang, yes.
Yeah, I want that car.
I couldn't imagine doing the welding for that, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Ooh, we did car talk again. What did we tell ourselves?
Oh, we're talking about movies, not cars in general. Lost train of thought. Oh, I wonder if they're going to segue him into the Paul Walker role. I don't think he'd be bad.
I think it's a good opportunity to take advantage of a horrible situation. Like, I don't think that was the setup all along. They might have thought about rolling him into the cast.
Well, they are now. That's for sure.
Well, they have to. They would almost have to.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hate to see that Paul Walker had to die, but I think that's a good way to keep the franchise going.
Switch Bieber and Walker.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Everyone on this planet over the age of 18 would have voted for that.
Paul Walker is such a stand-up dude. He's not one of those actors that takes every movie he can get to get all the money. He takes movies he wants to do and he enjoys doing.
Scripts he enjoys reading.
He gives a lot of money to charity. He was on his way to a charity event.
He was on his way home from a charity event.
Home or 2?
I thought he was on the way. I thought they were taking like a lap.
I thought it was 2 because he died 10 a.m. East Coast, but it was 7 or 10 p.m. East Coast is when he died.
Well, I think he
But
was
it
on
was
his
7.
way. I thought they did a charity drive all day and he was on his way.
Okay.
Like, they might have taken a break. Whatever. Doesn't
Maybe.
matter.
Either way,
Point is, great guy's dead, wrong guy's dead.
Yeah. And I'm curious to see how they play it together. We don't, like I said, we don't talk about cars. My least favorite genre of video game, cars, driving games. I hate driving games, but
Gran Turismo 2 and Project Gotham Racing 2 are probably two of my favorite games for any console.
Gran Turismo was fun. Pod MMX Driver, I think is what it's called. Pod MMX. It's a really old computer game. Anyway, we got way off topic there. Star Trek 3.
That wasn't even on the list.
No, but we did tangent really well off of that because I like Paul Walker. I have Rick Mansions at home. I still have to watch, so I can't wait for that.
No, I didn't watch that yet. I need to watch that.
Do you have it?
I think I do. I think you gave it to me.
I gave it to you?
Yeah.
Okay. I do actually think I gave it to you now. Think of it. But
speaking of things you gave to me, since we couldn't watch Dredd, I just bought it. It actually wasn't that bad.
I told you. They're making a second one now too.
Good. They kept it right because you're not supposed to see Judge Dredd's face. You're not supposed to. That's like a stipulation built into the comic book, and that's kind of one of those little interesting things.
Is that like a judge thing? Like all judges?
No, that's a Judge Dredd thing. You don't see his face.
You see Sylvester Stallone's face a lot in the old one, which I actually personally.
Sylvester Stallone and.
Yeah. I personally liked the old one. It wasn't bad for what it was.
No, it got everything in there, but
it wasn't bad for what it was. It was a cheap little gimmicky 90s movie. 90s, late 80s, roughly. 90s movie.
It was nice. It came out shortly after Demolition.
You have a span of Sylvester Stallone movies. He has a lot of movies over a span of time. Well, he was just a hot commodity.
79 through now, not considering the
after
porn he
Rocky,
did in 76.
After Rocky, he just had so many movies.
Rocky, which came first, Rocky or First Blood Part 1?
I think Rocky, because he wrote it, and that's how he springboarded him into stardom.
Okay.
So he wrote. I know he wrote the first Rocky. I don't know about all. I know he wrote Rocky Balboa also.
He wrote the first one he wrote that one, the one about Rocky's robot, the kid that he was training coming up, and then the last one. He wrote those three.
Yeah,
I'm fairly certain of that.
Okay. It doesn't matter. I like all the Rockies. Fifth one's probably my least favorite. My favorite's the fourth one when he kicks the crap out of that big Russian.
I must
try to break you.
Dolph Lundgren, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great actor.
Who played the Punisher in a bad 80s movie.
I think he actually, to me, kind of looks, that would be a good fit for what I picture the Punisher.
The movie was just good. It was like the Captain America movie from the 80s.
I've never seen it, so I can't comment on that. But I'm pretty sure it wasn't any worse than Warzone. Punisher Warzone?
No, the original Punisher was far better than Warzone. Warzone was a hunk of shit.
The Punisher...
Did we mention that Thomas Jane quit, lost a ton of money and paid money back to Hollywood because he read the script and hated it that bad because he truly believed in the character and loved the first script that much. Kudos to you. Yeah. Kudos to you. Stand-up individual in Hollywood. There's none.
Absolutely. Well, there's some.
Not enough.
See, okay, I'll give you an example along that line. Hugh Jackman took a stand and said, if you're going to have the crappy scripts that we've had for X-Men, first three X-Men are not bad, but they're not good in my opinion. After Wolverine Origin, I would throw that in there. Yeah. But
the Wolverine, the second one,
the Wolverine,
great job.
Days of Futures Past, and
First Class.
Well, he wasn't in First Class.
Yeah, he was
for 2 seconds.
Yeah,
but
it was probably some of the best 2 seconds of the movie.
Probably. But what I'm getting to is he said, I'm not doing Wolverine if you guys are gonna write this crappy stuff. I've read the comic books. We're doing nothing close to the comic books, right?
Get back to the books, and hence Days of Future Past.
And he said he'll do Wolverine Cat until he dies if the scripts are as good as they are now.
That script was amazing. I can't wait to see Apocalypse.
Apocalypse, God, it's gonna be so good.
Everybody knows it's what it's gonna be, and then the one after that, which is gonna be Age of Apocalypse. Pay attention. That's gonna be a good idea.
It's gonna be great. But yeah, I mean that's another stand-up guy, but Hugh Jackman. God, you can't hate Hugh Jackman. Okay, Arrow. The next 5 episodes. What is going on? Well, first off, there's supposed to be a 3-part episode coming up with Laurel taking up the mantle of Black Canary. And
that was a given. That was going to happen. If you look up Black Canary under Wiki, that's who it actually is.
Laurel. Yeah. Yes. So you got that coming up, and one is her getting the costume, one is her getting her ass kicked a few times, and the other one is supposed to be her understanding how she is supposed to win whenever she is, I wouldn't say outgunned, but outstrengthed by like men and stuff.
When you're not as strong, you have to be twice as smart.
Yes. And there's also going to be an origin story about how Sarah got into the League of Shadows.
Ooh, that'll be a good one.
That will be a good one. And then Oliver, there'll be a story about Oliver and Katana, like the Asian guy he's friends with. And his wife gets taken.
Oh, the one that was in the league in the last episode.
Yes,
yeah.
the dude,
that
not
dude.
the girl.
Yeah.
His wife is actually supposed to be Katana. That's who his wife is. Now I think what happened was they had a girl initially to play Katana that was like really like high class, very good
martial artist.
Yeah. And like she got another gig or something happened.
Mm-hmm.
Contract fell through. So that's why they've turned it, and they've turned him into the main character. Because in the comic book, he is married to Katana. So whether maybe Katana dies, well, I don't know.
They get away with doing that because it's not like the Arrow show is 100% canon with the comics. So.
Again, 360 on what we talked about 2 weeks ago. Just because it happens in the comic book doesn't mean it's going to happen here, or just because it happens here doesn't mean it's directly from the comic book. You can do whatever you want, as long as it stays somewhat in reason.
In TV, you have two audiences you need to keep happy: the people that like watching TV and the people that read comic books. If you can keep at least 60% of the people that read the comic books interested in what you're doing, they'll get more people on this side of the fence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the funny thing is this people on this side of the fence are more likely to go that way than these people are to go that way.
Yeah. You have Laurel. Talk about that. Sarah's origin story of how she got into League of Shadows.
Interesting. I want to see that.
I want to see that too. It's going to be great. I can't wait for it. What else is there? Oliver will be back by episode between 15 and 19. So we have at least 5. Well, there will be he'll back in like present day, not like there's some origin stuff that he has to go through.
That's fine.
But he'll be back by present day, like 19. I'm pretty sure Adam will be back before episode 15. That's what was said. And then you also have a new villain. I can't remember his name right now. A really good villain's coming up. You'll know the actor as soon as you see him.
I didn't realize until I was reading over some Arrow stuff the other day that Captain Cold is actually like the leader of most of the Flash villains.
Yeah, the rogues. They call them the rogues.
Yeah. Like, I didn't realize that. I did some light reading on that, and it's like, wow. Sorry.
You remember who played...
I went somewhere else.
No, you're good. You remember who played... I don't know, is it actually called Sabretooth? What's his name's brother in Origins? Wolverine's brother in Origins, Hugh Jackman's?
Yeah, I know.
The actor?
Yeah.
He will be in a couple episodes as a new villain. Coming up here with Arrow.
Well, we know it's not Captain Boomerang because that's Asha from Spotless.
Well, apparently, there's another thing. Because of the new movie coming out, they're limited. It's supposed to be limiting what they can do with the Suicide Squad now, too. And another storyline plot that's supposed to be out there is Dingle and Diggle, not Dingle. Dingle and Diggle. Diggle and his wife soon take over Argus. Because Amanda Waller has something else she's doing. I don't know what it is, but she has something else like planned.
Suicide Squad.
Yeah. Now I'm curious.
We're pretty sure that's what it's going to be.
I'm curious as to how the rest of Team Arrow figures out that Oliver is quote unquote dead. Does someone go tell him? Does like Merlin come and tell them just like to mess with him, or did they just find out somehow, or what?
I think Roz's daughter.
Maybe.
I could see her coming back in her when it heads up.
Maybe.
Because she's friendly. She knew Oliver was bluffing from the get-go.
Yeah. That's what's coming up with Arrow, so I'm excited. I can't wait.
It's going to be good.
God, it's the longest month of my life. I swear to God. Oh, baby time.
Wow.
Baby time.
Wow, someone is epically unhappy with life.
Epically. Alright. Hold on 1 second. What's that? Unbroken. No. So, while he's out. If you don't watch our shows that we watch, we're spoiling stuff for you. Get out there, watch it, binge watch it, take a weekend. My girlfriend talked her into watching Arrow. She absolutely loved it. Now she's watching Vikings. Absolutely loves it. Okay? Give it 5 episodes. You'll enjoy it. Okay? That's my personal rule. 5 episodes. If you're not sure after 5, if you can't go either way, go 10. Okay? But give it a chance. Okay? I'll give you an example of a couple shows I didn't like right off the bat. Game of Thrones, hated it. First episode was bad, my opinion. Beyond that, I watched 5 episodes, fell in love with it. Spartacus, same thing. I'm currently watching Smallville, and I'm 3 episodes in. I pretty much like it. I'm going to finish watching and watch more of it. So, Sleepy Hollow's another one. What's another show I'm watching? I haven't watched Scorpions yet. That's on my to-watch list. And I have this is how nerdy I am. I have a list of unfinished shows. Nikita, I have to watch the rest of that. I have to. I just finished the story. Once Upon a Time, House of Cards Season 1. I finished up New Girl Season 3, so I might as well just delete that. Very funny show. If you get a chance to watch it. Walking Dead, I'm halfway through Season 4. I need to catch up with Season 5. Smallville, Musketeers, and Sherlock. I'm almost caught up on Sherlock. So, if you get a chance, catch up on these things, guys. Yep. Watch this stuff. Take your time. Take time out of your life and do it. You won't regret it. They're very fun. They're very enjoyable things, and you will have fun with your lives, okay? Alright. While he's doing that, Clash of Clans. Boy trolls me. Alright. Anything else we want to talk about here while I'm waiting for Chad? Chad makes Miller. If you ever get a chance, play Clash of Clans. It's really freaking fun. I love this game. We good? We good, huh?
Are you still going?
Yeah, I'm going. I found some things to talk about.
That's why babies cry.
Ew. Ew, gross.
If I shit that much and someone let me sit in it, I'd be pissed too.
Ew, gross.
He's still pissed.
He's still upset. Baby mad, baby mad.
Hey, baby.
Baby, baby, baby. Baby mama drama.
Baby mom? No. What baby mom drama?
This is it.
So what did you discuss while I was
I just discussed my rule of TV shows.
What, 5 episodes?
If you're not sure about 5, give it 10. But don't just watch one episode and not like it. Also, give it your undivided attention. Okay? Some shows are made to not be like that. That's cartoons and stuff. But give shows your undivided attention if you want to watch it.
I don't know about that. The Thundercats series they did 2-3 years ago, that required your undivided attention.
Anything made past like 95, you gotta give it your undivided attention for the most part.
Batman the Animated Series would be the first best example of that.
Yes. Yeah, you need to give it your undivided attention. Because there's little tidbits you need to hear. Sometimes there's old school stuff you need to hear.
They'll set stuff up for later in previous episodes.
Like, I don't know. The show that really turned my corner in TV shows was Game of Thrones. You have to give it your undivided attention or you get lost very quickly.
Twice.
Yeah. So, anyway, I held it up, dude. Held it down. And we're back.
This is part of being a father. This is part of being a good father, not just sitting here letting him cry. You gotta get up and do something.
Okay, Sleepy Hollow. We both elected to talk about Sleepy Hollow.
That was my surprise of last season.
What?
Sleepy Hollow.
Father thing?
Well, we never even really talked. We haven't talked about Sleepy Hollow, period.
No, we haven't. First off, love the show. First season started off a little slow, but you really gotta stick with it. That's one of the ones you gotta give it 5 episodes to really get into.
Yeah, let it build for you.
Yeah. But I really like the episode. I'm curious as to where they're going with it because there's all this talk about this great war, like against hell or whatever, but they're not really getting to the war part.
I think it's just going to be a constant build.
Yeah, it's a constant build up for the most part. And we have a visitor. What's going on, man?
Oh,
Sorry, man. We're in the middle of the podcast.
You want to be on the internet?
nah.
All right.
My brother-in-law does not want to be on the internet. I have to go get something for him.
Time out again. I'll keep it holding up. I can juggle.
Juggle a cat without catching allergies?
That's impossible, buddy. Oh boy. What's another show I like to watch? I wish I could get out of this and look through my series, but I can't. One of my favorite shows to watch of all time. Probably have to be Whose Lines Anyway. Very funny show. Favorite character? Colin Mockery. Boom sauce.
Don't fall down the steps here.
Don't fall down steps. It's not good. I keep getting text messages from people.
Bottle?
Bottle.
Okay.
Thanks. You upset?
So he's texting.
Something. You keep walking away.
I have husbandly and family duties. It's Christmas week.
I'm just messing with
We get interrupted regardless,
you. Don't
so
be defensive. I'm messing with you. Sleepy Hollow. Season 1. Big, like, almost, not spoiler, but big,
we are halfway through the second season.
well, I'm talking about first season. Big, like, boom at the end of it. When, what's his name ended up being their son?
Did you find that out at the end of season 1? Or is it it was the end of season 1.
He locks, what's his
Ichabod
name?
in a coffin, yeah.
And then, I don't know what's his name ends up. He takes her somewhere. She goes somewhere.
What, Katrina? Katrina goes off with the Headless Horseman.
Yeah.
Against
No, not
her will.
Katrina, the black girl.
She's in purgatory.
Yeah, Purgatory, that's right. And then it started off season 2, and it's like there's a year later, and people are dead. And
Yeah,
then
and you're like completely
they're-
confused.
Yeah,
You're like,
they're interrogating, what's his name? Philip? I want to say Patrick.
No, Jeremy.
No, isn't it Jeremy? It's
They're
Patrick.
interrogating his son, Jeremy.
You sure it's Jeremy?
Yes, it's Jeremy. Jeremy.
I gotta double check that. Sorry.
Katrina and Ichabod's son's name is Jeremy.
Okay.
Now, what
Well, he
is
originally
called
called himself
as the
something else.
Sin Eater,
But he called himself something else, too.
it's a name of a church.
Patrick something.
Nothing with Patrick.
Okay, Ichabod. I just do Sleepy Hollow. Hollow. Not the one with Johnny freaking Depp.
That has nothing to do with what
Which
we're talking
wasn't a
about.
bad movie.
But it has nothing to do with what we're talking
Yeah,
about.
nothing.
The thing I have to say about Sleepy Hollow, you talk about a great vocabulary builder. Watch this show.
Yeah.
You will learn something about the English language that you didn't even know. Like, I've been using the word amenable left and right ever since I heard it because I think it's so much better than saying, do you agree with me? I am amenable to what
Henry
you're saying.
Parrish. That's his name.
Yes,
Sorry.
but his
Son
birth
name.
name is Jeremy.
What's he?
Henry Parrish is Jeremy.
Yeah. Okay. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just Jeremy. Oh. No. Jeremy is the Headless Horseman. I think.
That her son's name is Jeremy, who is also Henry
Okay.
Parrish.
Henry Parrish. Henry Parrish Church or something. Some kind of church named Henry.
Well, we stole the name of the church.
Yeah. Okay. My bad. But I was thinking of his original name.
20 minutes of Fast and Furious, 20 minutes of Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy. It ends on a great note on the first season. Second season starts off like, what the heck happened? They're skipping a whole year.
Yeah, you got blown out for like the first 12 minutes, and then they came back to it after the commercial
You're
break.
like,
You're like,
oh, that's it.
oh.
But Ichabod Crane, there's one thing I wanted to test on Mythbusters. Remember how he's in the coffin and like above him was like dirt and mixed with it was...
A heavy concentration of sulfur.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain if he had lit that on fire, he'd have been dead.
Yeah.
An explosion, like water or anything else, takes the path of least resistance. It had gone straight down. It probably would have blown up too, but it had gone
Like
down.
the air holes, the air holes in the coffin would have given it a vacuum fill.
Yeah. And he would have probably died. So, he'd have definitely died. So, yeah. Welcome to Fatherhood. Fatherhood, podcasting under the fatherhood.
Podcasting under the influence while being a dad.
So, and then I like the new character they added. The guy who's like the
Antiquities dealer?
yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was a good way to go with it.
Yeah, I like him in there. He really does. He helps in certain parts. I don't know. I think there's something going on with him and what's her name's sister. I mean, I'm pretty sure of that.
Oh, yeah, well, that was a given. That was pretty much established when she was waiting on the boat.
Yeah, for the most part. I don't know. I think he's. Do you think he's gonna turn out to be like a bad guy or a good guy?
I think he's going to turn out to be Wolverine, like an
Because like
anti-hero.
Parrish was like
I'm in it, but I'm in it for my reasons.
like some kind of mercenary.
I think he's going to be more involved and not necessarily. I think he's going to realize at some point that the antiquities he's selling are going to the wrong people. And he's going to be that guy that helps find the antiquities for them.
Well,
so that they can concentrate on the war and he can concentrate on the weapons.
That bow didn't do anything.
Later, man. Later.
That bow didn't do shit. The crossbow.
Well, it wasn't the bow, it was the bolt. It was supposed to be, yeah, it was supposed to be that Greek fire or whatever it is.
Greek fire mixed with basilisk venom. Which, yeah. What else? They made the Kinder. I still wonder what the Kinder is.
The Kindred?
Yeah.
The thing they resurrected?
Yeah.
He's doing his thing.
It just ran off. Like he fought the Headless Horseman for like 5 minutes.
He's doing his thing.
And then they ran off.
He got business.
Where is he? That's my question. He hasn't been. Episode 2 is when that happened, and I have not seen him since.
That's okay.
Not really. I need questions answered. I think the door just shut.
Oh.
The screen door finally shut. I need answers. I want to know what the Kindred is.
That's why you're watching.
I know, but I need the answer to it.
I thought it was brilliant to work that in.
Yeah.
I actually would have liked to see the Kindred fight the Pied Piper. I thought that would have been a fun little thing to watch.
The Pied Piper.
Yeah. I thought that was a good way to go with it. I like the way they're weaving fairy tale lore into it as part of this whole. Oh man, the way they worked in 30 pieces of silver was paid to Pontius. No,
Benedict.
Judas.
Yeah, Judas
was paid to Judas to. That's the way they're working in the biblical stuff.
And how they played that
elegant,
and how they're tying that in with American history. Like, oh, that's why he turned dark or went.
Benedict
Arnold. Yeah. So that's why he went back to fight what's her name?
Just brilliant to work all that in there. I mean, you can tell a story about the Bible and heaven and hell and the war for souls, but then tying that back into the American Revolution and weaving that back through history with a little touch of Freemasonry, beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
See, what I've come to this conclusion, like how I said, I'm not a big fan of Constantine.
Yes.
If you like supernatural, Sleepy Hollow is better for you than Constantine. My friend Jared, I got him into it. I think he binge watched every episode. He's ahead of me now. He binge watched
Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, I had every episode at one point. I think I still do. I think they're on break also.
Sleepy Hollow is on break until
February.
Is it February?
It's February.
Oh yeah, because they're bringing that piece of crap rat mogul show in.
Empire.
Yeah, I have no interest in that.
I don't think it's gonna be bad though. It looks like it's gonna be a good show. But yeah, I do like the show. I do like how they're tying. It's more supernaturally to me than Constantine. Constantine is just a watered down shit version of that. At least Supernatural, at least Sleepy Hollow, they're trying to do new stuff. They're tying new things into and fairy tale and lore and mixing all together.
Well, the thing you need to look at with the difference between the two shows is the two networks they're on. NBC is notorious for not taking huge risks on characters and or shows. The surprising fact is that do they have Once Upon a Time? Or is that ABC?
ABC does because they own the rights to.
What do they give up on? They gave up on Heroes. They gave up on The Cape. They'll give up on anything outlandish as soon as the ratings drop below what they deem reasonable, which is ridiculous because Other networks keep those shows on for years, and they do fantastic stories, and they weave epic tales. But NBC's just not willing to hold on to anything like that. They don't want to commit to anything for more than a couple seasons other than comedies for whatever reason.
Well, they do have some good comedies. To be completely fair to them, they do have some pretty good comedies. I don't know why I can't have a podcast and my phone keeps going nuts. I've been called twice, got like 6 text messages. It's like the world knows JD's doing a podcast right now. Now you turn on the darkness on my tablet because my battery's dying. Go. That'll help. I had to turn on the darkness, my battery's dying.
Replacement.
Boom, boom. Boom sauce. Okay. Anything else you want to throw in about Sleepy Hollow? Good show.
Fantastic. Watch it.
Good
Give
acting.
it a chance. Give it a solid 5 episodes.
Alright. Okay. Game of Thrones. First off, we both love this show. It's awesome.
Amazing.
And we're just going to take a couple seconds and kind of predict, guess what's going to happen next season.
He's going to guess. I'm going to agree or disagree.
Arya, let's go with Arya first, is going to, I can spoil this, because I think I know what's going to happen.
You can semi-spoil it because he has already proven that just because you read the books doesn't mean you know anything.
I'm going to semi-spoil this. Arya is going to go to the Brotherhood of Men Without Face, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And she's going to try to get in on that. And it's going to happen. She's going to go blind. But that's part of her learning to do her, like, be an assassin.
Yeah, be an
part
assassin.
of it. So if you watched that, spoiler alert, that's coming up. It's going to be awesome, though. I don't know how many episodes it's going to take. It might be the whole season. She might get there immediately. I'm in this. She does a little bit of sword fighting.
It'll be the
You're
whole
like, you're
season.
good at this. You're almost in. And then she goes blind and thinks that her life's over. And she has to deal with that. But
Well, no, they have to stall.
yeah,
They have to stall because her sister's storyline is completely caught up.
yeah.
They're going to have to stall on that.
Let's
So
see.
it's going to take the entire season.
Well,
We might not even see Sansa Stark the entire season.
I disagree with that. I think she'll be in there a lot. She is changing. She went from like looking like she's 12 to looking hot in like one episode. She looked pretty hot at the end of that
I'm
episode.
still saying she's under the age.
The actress is not. The character is supposed to be like 14.
Mm.
That's like Jon Snow is supposed to be 14.
Jon does not look 14.
Yeah, I know.
If I could have a beard like that at 14, I'd already been in the liquor store twice today. Just saying.
But John's. Let's see. Arya is supposed to be like 9, maybe 10 at the most. Stark, if you want to look at Stark in the books, he was like 36 when he got killed.
What, Neddard?
Eddard Stark, yeah. And his wife's like 30 something. Now, obviously, the actresses and the like, what's his name, is like in his 40s.
When you get brought back to the life after the Red Wedding and see how young you look.
She's not. Oh, apparently, she's not coming back. That was supposed to be in this season, according to the books. Was
I thought the Red Priest and the Red Lady resurrected her.
they didn't show that in the season?
Oh.
That's what you said. Just because it's written in the books doesn't mean it's going to happen.
That's something that I actually
was betting
wouldn't mind
money.
happening.
I wouldn't mind it either. I was betting money that the season would end with her like walking into the room, and then people were like, "Oh my god,
I don't know. I thought the season was going to end at the Purple Wedding, and that was going to be the end of it.
Purple Wedding."
Yeah.
That was
Joffrey's
second
wedding?
episode. That was second episode.
Was it?
Yeah, that was second episode. You had long after that. You had the Red Viper.
Oh,
This fight, yeah.
that was good. That was
was awesome.
Really good. That was really, really good.
The Red Viper was great. The Mountain, you got Franken Mountain coming. Give you a heads up, he's gonna turn into like a zombie. You got who you got? Like Cersei Lannister. God, I hope that bitch dies.
Yeah.
There's okay.
That can, and I've never hated two people together and loved one of them separately before so much.
Yeah.
Like Jaime Lannister, he's actually a decent human being. He's a little weird on where his sexual intentions should be going, and I'm really not going to hold that against him because he actually is a stand-up individual and he does mean well, except for with his sister. Then that shit's completely
Yeah.
That bitch needs hit by a bus. I know that's impossible in that storyline, but if she were to get hit by a bus, ratings would go through the
I hope a dragon like shits on her. That shit is just like 20
drops
pounds.
an egg and it just like.
This is some lore here. This is why she hated what's his name, Tyrion, who is one of my favorite characters by far. Best actor on the show is Tyrion, the midget.
He does a fantastic job.
He does a great job. But
Peter Dinklage.
Dinklage. Yeah. This is why she hates him. When she was a little girl, which they're supposed to flash back to this in this season. She went to like some kind of like future seer, some kind of fortune teller or something.
That was last season. She gave that whole soliloquy
About what?
why she hates her brother so much. That was
because she killed her mother.
No, but she went to the last season, and in the last season, she gave that whole entire. I forget who she was talking to, but gave that entire speech about how she went to the seer, and the seer told her that.
I told you that. That wasn't in the last season.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
That was in there.
She went through the seer, and the seer predicted that her new brother would kill her mother and her father, and would take over the House of Lannister. Okay, so ultimately the show is about who's going to die and who's going to end up getting what, and who's going to end up getting the throne. Everyone's out for the throne. I don't think Tyrion's out for the throne. I think he is out. All he wants to do is get gratification that he is a Lannister. Like, just he's on the same level as any other Lannister. He's always been looked down on.
But now he's on a boat.
He's on a boat. He's coming back. I guarantee.
But he's on there. Spider with him, didn't he?
Yeah,
Spider.
My guess, he's gonna go over and talk to Daenerys. He's very good with his words, so he can talk to anyone.
Is he going to? Or is he heading that direction, or was he going down around south to talk to the Vipers family?
Could be both. Because the Martells and the best idea, in my opinion, Martells and Daenerys, Khaleesi, whatever you call her, Storm, whatever her name is. They team up.
Daenerys Targaryen.
Yeah, Daenerys Targaryen. She has all these names: Khaleesi, Daenerys,
I like
Dany.
I like
brother call her
Daenerys.
Dany.
I like Daenerys the best, and
Khaleesi.
her brother died in the best way.
Yeah,
I hated that son of a bitch.
I hated him too. But what I hope happens and what should happen is they team up with the Martells. A little bit of lore here. During the war when they were uniting everyone, cat sneeze. During the war when they were uniting like all the kingdoms, and you had the Mad King trying to conquer everyone. He conquered everyone, and they made like little like states basically, and everyone had like their own like lord, and that's what Lord Stark, you have Lord Lannister, and so on and so forth. They could not conquer Martell. Martell is kind of like they're the closest thing to like the Unsullied in fighting style. If you watch the Viper, they can all fight like that. Viper's got about 7 daughters. I think they call the 7 serpents is what his daughters are called, the serpent sister, something like that. He's got some daughters that can fight. One of his daughters is supposed to be like better than him eventually. But
Rankin Mountain's got something to look out forward to.
Yeah. But if Daenerys is smart, she should team up with them, and then they're supposed to, at some point, they're supposed to at least take King's Landing. Maybe not all of it.
They can have it.
But they're supposed to take King's Landing.
Tyrion won't be there, so it doesn't really matter.
I think Tyrion's going to go talk to the Martells and Daenerys and give them some insight on how to beat him. Because think about it. He's the only reason, if you think about it, he is the only reason that,
Joffrey lived to die at his wedding?
No.
Well, yeah.
Well, okay.
He commanded the troops when Joffrey went down.
I was going to say the only reason that the city didn't get sacked whenever Stannis Baratheon tried to conquer the city. If it wasn't for the wildfire.
I feel sorry for that poor son of a bitch. He is so fucking twisted.
Yeah. Stannis Baratheon and like all of his troops, that's the only reason that they didn't win was because of him. If he wouldn't have found all the wildfire that the Mad King made to burn the city down. I don't know if I told you that or not.
No,
that's what the wildfire was. They did?
Yes.
Okay. If it wasn't for Tyrion finding that city would have been sacked a long time ago. That's the only reason that what's his name lived long enough to go to his Dinah wedding. But then think about it. You wouldn't have the Red Wedding then either.
The Red Wedding happened before the Purple.
No, it didn't.
You sure?
Oh, no. I'm saying the Red Wedding happened before the Purple Wedding, yeah.
Yes.
But it didn't happen before the Battle of the Bay.
No, Battle of Bay.
Yeah, Battle of the Bay was season 2.
End of season 2.
Yeah, it's season 2. So Tyrion is kind of like the catalyst that keeps everything going. I think he is a true gamer. Him and Littlefinger are the two.
He is truly playing the game of
Yes,
Thrones.
he is truly.
Littlefinger is willing to commit more to the cause. Sick of that.
Everyone's got something they're striving for.
Dude, fucking that crazy bitch who was breastfeeding her kid at 12 years old. That shit is just weird.
Dude, she was loud too. Ugh. She was a loud woman.
I couldn't sleep in that mansion.
Nope.
Just
not me.
not even. Actually, I couldn't sleep in that kingdom. Knowing that happened, I would have to move. I might even move to snow country
Give you
just to get out of there. And I don't mean the snow, Jon Snow literally. I just mean where it's snowing. Just to say, I think it'd be safer.
Who needs to die this season?
Seriously?
There's one.
Ramsay.
Ramsay.
Who sent the letter defaming Daenerys' right-hand man?
I don't know.
Whoever did that needs to die. Whoever did that needs to die because that dude was by her side 110%, even though he was there to kill her originally. And he has been nothing but loyal to her, and now he's out in the fucking desert by himself. And
that would have been the Spider. That would have been the Spider. Because he had his connections.
That fat bald fuck needs to die.
I don't think he needs to die, but he had his connections.
Well, no, I think those two need to confront each other, and that shit either needs A, straightened out, or B, the fat bald fuck needs to die.
I think Ramsay Bolton needs to die. He's not Ramsay Snow anymore.
God, he's such.
I really think that Tyrion is just waiting for the right moment to kill him.
I think he is more twisted than seriously.
You talking about Tyrion or Ramsay Bolton?
The bastard.
Oh, okay, yeah. Tyrion, I think, or not Tyrion.
No, you're thinking of the wrong.
Theon Greyjoy. Sorry, Theon.
I think Theon Greyjoy has enough of himself left in there to do anything.
Yeah, because remember,
he seems like a damn.
You remember like the first episode of season 1, like Bolton comes in bitching at him about cutting off the guy's dick, and he's like, "Why did you do that? We've always done this. This is our history of our family."
That's like their.
And he's calling him
the Flayed Man.
What's it calling him? What's his nickname?
Reek
the Freak. And he's like, because I remember like he's shaving him or whatever, and he's like talking to him. He just thought about, I could slit your throat right now, but he's like, not a good time, then I'll die or I'll get flayed. So I think it's gonna. Well, I know something's gonna happen with him and Jon Snow. Jon Snow might meet his fate at the end of this season.
With the hands of Reek?
No, not because of him.
Or the hands of Bastard.
Well, okay, Bolton. They take back Winterfell.
Snow does.
Yes, and that's his castle, and he starts trying to give orders to Jon Snow.
Wait a minute. Who takes Winterfell?
Ramsay Bolton.
The family.
Bolton, yeah.
The family.
Yeah, because they're Lords of the North now.
Okay.
Now that's very open to interpretation because the North is like 3 times the size of like the next closest.
Well, the North is also in utter total fucking shambles right now. So
yeah. So if you didn't watch last season,
so seriously, Snow dies.
He might.
Fuck that.
This is what apparently happens. Winterfell, or I think it's Winterfell. Winterfell, yeah. Gets taken by Ramsay, and he's like starting to give Jon Snow orders or whatever. And so Jon Snow's Stark roots come back, and he's like, I'm not standing up for this. We gotta go take back Winterfell. And he wants to go do it. Now, being the fact that you took the Black, you care nothing about what happens in the rest of the realm. You were to defend Castle Black and the Wall forever. That's your job. Okay? Apparently, he wants to take men and go do it, and a couple men rebel. Now, whether that's and they stab him. Now, whether he dies or not, that's open to interpretation.
I'm just saying, if you kill off all the Starks, there's really only going to be one reason to watch this show.
Sorry.
But well, the way they're going now, they're not going to have it. Like, what the hell was that meme on the internet? Every time someone bitches, I kill a Stark.
Yeah.
Stop killing Starks. Stop bitching.
Stark. And then there's a theory on who Jon Snow actually is. Apparently, he's the son of okay, remember the Viper's sister that was killed by the Mountain.
Oh yeah.
He's the son of him or her and one of the Targaryen, the original Targaryens.
Oh wow,
That's a theory that he's one of them. Now there's a couple
to
too.
mean
but-
he would be claimant to the throne.
Yeah.
Ahead of Daenerys.
Yes. And that would actually add Martell as part of. There's also a theory that Ned's sister, who Robert Baratheon loved,
Mm-hmm.
that she also had a kid with the king. That he's and then and Ned Stark took one in the chin because he claimed that it was his son, just so that Robert wouldn't kill him.
This is why I don't get into too many fan theories because there's so many out there.
They're
and
just,
how in the fuck do you sort it out?
I'm just throwing stuff out there.
This is like taking Vegas odds on what time I'm going to shit within the next 2 hours.
Oh yeah, well if you bet, you'll know.
Well, I'm just saying I'm not going to bet. I don't know.
But I'm just throwing stuff at you.
I'm just saying.
It is.
This is why I don't like the fan theory thing. If you want to give me leaked parts of the script, I'll read that. I'll get that. But if me and you want to sit here and debate what's going to happen next in the podcast, we have all the information.
Yeah.
We could predict that as much as we want. But if we want to debate what my baby's going to do next, fuck it. We're in the wind.
Yeah, we're pissing in the wind.
Pissing in the wind. I could take bets that he was going to sleep for the next 30 minutes, or I could take a bet that I'm going to stand up here in the next 3.5.
Yeah. I'm just throwing stuff at you, buddy. And you have...
I understand you like that shit. I don't like that
We also have... Because at the end of season 4, you have Stannis, saved the wall, basically. And all the people north of the wall have been funneled through. That was part of the agreement that him and Jon Snow had, and...
Yeah, anyone who wants to come can come.
Whoever the Mance Raider, whoever was leading the army north of the wall. The agreement, because they're trying to get out of there before winter comes and all those White Walkers come out.
Yeah, they don't want to be a part of that.
They don't want to be a part of that shit. So they're trying to get... Now, that's an army that Stannis is trying to build, because there's over 200,000 people, and he thinks he can build a nice army. Two things come out of that. That one of the agreement was... He tried to give Stark back if he gets the crown.
Stark could get his land back, but Snow. What Snow said, swore off the crown.
He would be named. He would be absolved of his right or his duty to the Black. He would get the Stark name, and he'd be given Winterfell and be Lord of Winterfell.
Stannis Baratheon is not going to win this war.
You never know.
I'm telling you.
It depends on who. If you get all those 200,000 people, he did get the backing of the Iron Bank.
Yeah, but if you get the Martells and Daenerys Targaryen and all the things she's been doing lately, if that goes through with Tyrion Lannister, they could team up, but I guarantee you that there's no way in hell
he gives up the throne
that Khaleesi is going to give up the throne to him.
I don't think so either.
And I think her troops are 20 times more loyal than any of his. Other than the Red Lady.
I think she has the best army. Now, whether she has the most armored army, no. Does she have the best army that can mount a siege? No. That's what the Martells are going to come in. Martells will help that.
I would take 100 guys that would die for me over 300 guys that would kill for me.
Well, and the thing,
that's what Daenerys has.
You understand this too.
Daenerys has all that.
She just has her army, which is about 10,000 unsullied roughly.
Yeah, which is pretty badass.
Yeah, and she got 2,000 of the
slavers.
The soldiers, the mercenary guys, the second sons, the guys on horseback.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine if the Unsullied actually, if she tried to get a bunch of the slaves that follow her.
Yeah.
And she had the Unsullied train them, she could probably amass a really, really nice army.
She amassed a nice
Stannis had a great army before it got destroyed at the Bay. He had an army of 100,000.
We had a nice army of pirates, and if you can get the allegiance of pirates, you're in pretty good shape.
He bought the pirate ships. That's what he paid for.
Yeah,
and he manned his troops on them. That's half his army right there that got lost in that. And then that even the land battle, and just said Tyrion, he pretty much won it, and then his father showed up, Tyrion Lannister, to win the battle went all on itself. Which was better to you, the Battle of the Bay or the Battle of the Wall? I like the Wall better.
I like the choreography better in the Battle of the Wall.
Yes.
The choreography and cinematography at the Battle of the Wall was far better, and it drew you in, and it gave you the perspective that everything that was happening right now. And the Battle of the Bay was just seemed like it was chunk.
If you watch the Battle of the Wall, there's a part in it where they fly in from above, and you have all this fighting, and it full circles around all this fighting. It's all in sequence. There's no cutout. It's probably about a good 3 minutes of just circling through of like all this fighting going on. Then it pans out and goes to the main wall, and then it comes right back.
It was like the cinematography in the last battle scene in the Avengers.
Yes.
That's what it reminds you of.
If
It
there's
was
no
that
cutaway,
good.
it was so good.
Nothing ever cut away. Everything was happening right now, and you got that essence in that
Yeah,
battle,
it was
and it
30
made
minutes.
it feel so much bigger
It's like
than it
30
actually
minutes for
was.
Game of Thrones. It's nice. I love talking Game of Thrones.
Huh?
We should not see Bran at all this season.
No, he's got his own shit to do now that he figured out the secret of the White Walkers and all that happy horse shit.
Bran?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. What else? Huh. Okay. Anything else about Game of Thrones?
Well, we can break right into the top 10 because we're heading on 6 o'clock and you got to roll.
Are we?
Yeah.
I'm not in a hurry to get somewhere.
You got to go to a play.
I can go tomorrow too. Is it tonight or tomorrow? I can go tomorrow. I'm okay. It's all good.
That shit on.
Okay. Spartacus. Get out there and watch it, people.
That was
this
one of
show
those-
needs more publicity because if you watch it, we're gonna get a show called Caesar. Dude, if you
I'm good.
if you have a good show about
I just don't like him as much as I expect.
okay, it's fine.
I'm allowed to have my opinion
I
on
like Caesar. He was pretty good. The guy who played him did really well.
it. But I know Caesar turns evil and becomes a fucking douchebag, and it just makes it bad for me. Historically
I knew
speaking,
Spartacus was gonna break out of the ludus.
well, that was all fine. He was fighting for the right
I knew
reasons.
Spartacus was
but,
gonna die.
but
I knew it was gonna happen in season 3 when he climbed down the cliffs. I knew that was gonna happen.
What's the last fucking episode of Caesar gonna be? The fucking Shakespearean play? Et tu, Brute, and all
It
that heavy
depends.
horseshit?
Maybe they just end on him winning the battle against Vercingetorix at Elysia. That could.
If they keep it before then, that'll be fine. But if they get to the point that he's a bloated,
Well, the
psychopath,
rumor is that-
fuck that. I'm not
Okay,
interested.
they just beat Spartacus, and you know how like a handful of his followers still went in like north into Gaul, like France.
Well, yeah, and
north.
someone else just stole all the credit from him too.
Yeah. No, well, not from him. They stole it from the other guy, the rich guy.
Yeah, well, whatever. The credit was Caesar gets shit.
Yeah.
Literally.
So I think he wants to prove himself because he's been underneath the guy and the guy's kid that raped him.
He's dead now.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, and Spartacus is definitely one of those ones that when we talk about our 5-episode rule, you really have to suffer through the first 2 episodes. And I literally do mean suffer through because
It's just
by the time
just
you
a
get
violent porn.
Yeah, by the time you get halfway through the second episode, you're going to think, wow, violent pornography, and I'm paying for this? No. Push through. Push through because it gets so much better after episode 5. It actually starts to make a little sense.
The rumor has it that he will follow, if they do the Caesar, they're still contemplating it. He will take an army and follow what's left of the rebellion into Gaul, and that's when he engages in a full-out war. And then he goes, and they basically pull him back, and he convinces the Senate to let him take Gaul. And they're like, you know what, this guy's a pain in their ass. Go there and die.
Go away.
Who cares?
Go away.
And he goes there and gets it done. But Spartacus, you need to. It's such a good show. It was very well done. Once they got through all the sex, and they actually got to the plot and the actual action, great action. You gotta admit the action's first class, like Frank Miller type
What was
action.
that, Stars?
Stars, yeah.
They were owned by Showtime, was their original parent company.
I think Stars owns Showtime. It's the other way around.
But whatever. Point is, if you're a fan of Stargate SG-1 and all you've watched it was on network TV and you've never seen the original first episode of that show, the first couple of seasons that aired on Showtime, and when they were trying to get the whole thing launched, the ownership and producership at Showtime came to the people writing that first episode and said there absolutely has to be nudity, otherwise you're not going to get your audience.
I disagree with that.
I've seen the first episode edited out, and I've seen the first episode originally. And, you know, seeing that Pretty Girls Bush really absolutely did nothing for the episode. It didn't make it any better or any worse. There was no point in it being there. If it has to be there, it has to be there. But if it has absolutely nothing to do with the storyline, don't put it there for shock and awe because...
Like with Spartacus banging Elysia, that the baby that she was having was his.
That was necessary.
That was necessary.
That was necessary.
There's the fact that he banged her and then
that she enjoyed it. That was even more
Yeah.
necessary. So that
And
had to be in there.
and
It
she's
couldn't
like
just be-
tied up and fantasizing about it whenever there was.
Yeah, it can't be one of those things that, oh, do you remember that time? No, you had to see that. That was part of it. That had to be there. But just saying, the first 2 episodes are just a shock and awe campaign to get you like either turned away or turned in or turned on, depending on who you are.
Yeah.
And after you get past 5, then it starts to fold in upon itself and get better. And actually, the prequel series that followed it really developed that more
Yeah.
than the first season did itself. It was pretty good the way they did that. Well, they had to do it, but it was pretty good the way they did
Love
it.
it. Love that show. I watch that show all the time. That and Game of Thrones are like my top 2 of like greatest shows of all time. Breaking Bad's up there. It's because it's such a good story. Those are like my top 2 shows like all time. I could watch anytime if I could pick a show.
SG1 and Quantum Leap, but that's just
Smallville. Talk about that for a couple seconds. I started watching it. I like it. I will probably finish watching it. To be fair to my friend who convinced, he watches a lot of shows I recommend. Breaking Bad, Arrow, Game of Thrones, Spartacus. He loves all those shows. Just like him, I talked him into watching them. So I don't know what I was talking into. Like, anything awesome? Watch a
You're
show.
like, hey, here, watch this. It's free. Sweet. My 2 favorite words in a sentence.
So Smallville, can't wait. My friend TJ, shout out to you, buddy. I wish I could just finish it all in like one night, but it's gonna take so much longer. This is where I don't know if I've ever told you this. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z?
The Majin Buu series.
So the end.
I
Of it.
watched most of it.
The end of it.
Yeah, like most of it. Most of that part
Remember-
of it, but
During the Cell Saga, when they had that room you can go into and get like a year's worth of training in like one day,
yes, we've had this.
I would give anything I own for that room to catch up on all my shows, my video games, working out, everything. My schoolwork. I could go in there with all my schoolwork for one semester and be done. I would absolutely love and enjoy that if I could ever have that. I know it's never going to exist, but if I had one wish from a genie, I would wish for that. Because you can fix a lot of your personal issues. There's not enough time in the day mostly.
I don't have any personal issues.
I mean, like your projects. What if your house could be in that right now, and you had a lot of projects you had to do, that you had you had a year's worth of time to do in a day that you can get done. That's all. That's all I'm alluding to.
I
have a lot
I'll give you
more.
that, but I'm just like one of those guys that likes to work on part of something and then sit back and be like,
You can.
Aw.
You're not rushed though. Then you can take your time doing it and like, okay, do part of it now.
I'd probably get bored, get sidetracked, and start, I don't know, playing Halo, and then I'd lose an entire year of my life playing every Halo back to
Yeah, me
back
too.
to back online, and especially since I'm like 20 times quicker than anybody else, I can play a lot of Halo and get my gamer score way up there. That'd be awesome.
Dude,
See, now I'm using
I gotta tell you
to a
this.
super
I
disadvantage.
got the Master Chief Collection for Halo for Xbox One.
Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3,
Amazing.
4.
1, 2, 4. Amazing.
Just 1, 2, and 4.
1 through 4.
1
through 4.
Does it have reach and ODSD?
No, they're apparently they're doing a different thing for that. But
Oh, that's fine.
very good though. My God, is it good? I beat the first and second one already. And I'm getting to the third one, and I haven't beat the fourth one
Is
yet.
that the first time you've ever played through them?
Oh, all in sequence?
Well,
Oh, I've beaten all the campaigns, in all but the fourth.
I haven't
I've
beat
never-
fourth yet.
I've never played straight through. That I've never done. I can't
I
lie.
got to the beach and got pissed off because I just kept. I got like 5 times in a row.
Yeah, the
and I
beach
was
is
just like
frustrating.
I was having a bad fucking
What,
day. I
what
just
frustrates
didn't give a
me
shit.
is this is the only thing I have about the issue with that game. It's not the game itself; it's the AI. When you have like the little RONSC, the military guys, the Marines.
ODST.
Oh yes, no, the ONSC.
Oh,
That's
the
what they're
Space
called.
Marines. Whatever.
Yeah, the Space Marines.
Aliens.
They're
use reference.
stupid. Like if you're in the back, I'm in the back of a Jeep. This is for Halo 1. Back of the Jeep. Okay.
They can't drive for shit.
No, they can't. They can't drive for shit. They'll stop every time, and then you get blasted by the stupid, the turret that the Covenant
they
have.
fuck you up with it.
Yeah. I'm like, why do you keep stopping? I don't stop shooting. And then when you're driving, they're shooting in the back. They stop shooting like every 5 seconds. What the heck is that? That looks awesome.
That's Ultra Sabers. I remember I pimped them last week.
You did, okay. So, they just need to fix that. If they fix that, the game will be a lot better. No wonder they have.
I agree. I just get I get frustrated in the same thing. Like I said, I'm at that beach scene. I'm going to do my thing, and I am not a sniper. I am not a low key fighter. I am. Oh, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And I'm going balls to the wall, straight through it. And the only way I can describe my fighting style is the last fight scene in Wanted. That's how I go through an area filled with enemies.
See, that's
exactly how I do it.
I'm a sniping guy. I like to sit back from a distance and I can
going
do all
through,
strategies.
I'm out of bullets. Boom, give me yours. Boom,
I'm kind of eclectic. And what I mean by eclectic is I can fight. I can get up close and like dual wield, and like I like to dual wield SMGs. That's my favorite.
Seriously?
Oh yeah. You go to town on someone with those, doesn't matter what they have, they're dead. Someone will be charging you with a shotgun, and you can just wail on them, and they're done before they get close enough for that shotgun to have good damage. I'm serious. I love
SMG with the plasma pistol. You delete their shield, and then there's nothing.
That's true. That's true too. But sometimes you can't get both. Sometimes you can't get both. But I was always just like the SMGs. You get you and someone else in a room, just one-on-one. Nothing will beat you except maybe if they get close enough with a shotgun or a sword.
I love getting the Shoddy Award at the end of a match.
I can get that. That's my mid-range game. I don't like the battle rifles very much.
I'm not. I've seen guys literally pick me off across the map with the battle rifle, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I'm never going to be good enough to deal with that, and that's fine. I don't care.
Like I'll nade and then do that.
See, my favorite thing was in the original Halo, before there was online multiplayer, the pistol all the way across the map. If you knew how to sight it in properly, boom, boom, done. 2 headshots with the pistol across the map, we'll drop them in.
That was my favorite weapon in the first game, by far.
Now, if you can dual wield those bad boys in the first game, you would be unstoppable.
You can't zoom in though.
You'd be unstoppable.
Yeah,
you'd be unstoppable.
I know. I'm agreeing with you. In the second one, they took away the sniping thing. That was a great. That was number 1 on the top glitched weapon that like made it just almost unbeatable. Was the pistol.
Actually, I have something in my cart.
Anyway, yeah. We went off topic again. Halo, awesome, but I do want that room.
We spend all day off topic.
If I could give anything, I'll give my car for that room right now because I could fix a lot of things wrong that go wrong in my life or whatever. Catch up on my shows, so then I have more time to do smarter things with my life and my time. Catch up on my games, so I have more time to do other things. Go out with friends, work more, so on and so forth. My schoolwork, so I have more time to do other things, make more money or whatever the case may be. There's not enough hours in the day. There's not.
It's all about that Benjamins.
There's not enough hours in the day sometimes.
No, actually, it's all about that base.
Okay, Age of Ultron is the only thing I have on here.
It's going to be amazeballs.
Something's going to happen with the Hulk, where he loses control. You know, and the last one, he's like, I have control of it because I'm always angry.
Are we going to do that Space Hulk thing?
Yeah. That's what the Hulkbuster's for, and that's how Guardians of the Galaxy plays into it. Apparently, Age of Ultron, something happens, and he decides himself. Like they don't just do this; don't like tie him up and send him into space. He decides to send himself into space.
I'm not safe enough for this planet.
Huh?
I can't control myself enough for this planet.
So they launch him into space, and he gets mad like all the time. So he never comes down from the Green Hulk thing. And in Guardians of the Galaxy, Raccoon and the whole group, and Star-Lord and all them, they get put into Peter Quinn. They get put into a prison that Rocket cannot get them out of. There's one prison they can't get out of, and in this prison, it's basically like martial law in the prison it's kind of like Arkham City.
Okay, so the Hulk's in this prison.
He's in this prison. And there's a thing where they're fighting.
Is that like the whole Planet Hulk storyline?
Maybe.
Okay.
In this prison, they have like guys like fighting pretty much to the death, and something happens, and the Hulk Bruce Banner comes out of it, and he sees like another human, Star-Lord, and he tells him what's happening on Earth, like the Civil War, and Thanos coming, and since what's her name is Thanos' adopted daughter or whatever.
Well, actually, the Guardians would be the one knowing Thanos is coming, and Hulk would be the one knowing Civil War is coming. So that could be the binder between those two movies.
After that, something happens in that exchange, and that propels Peter Quinn to head back to Earth to help the Avengers. So
with Spider-Man, hopefully at that point.
Hopefully, yeah. Well, he has to be. He has to be in the Civil War storyline. So
and maybe even Wolverine, because Hugh Jackman was talking about buying the rights to the character just to make it happen. That would be awesome sauce.
Too. Can you imagine Wolverine and Captain America getting into it? Or him and Tony Stark? Oh my god. Tony Stark, you know what I would think would be cool? If that happened and Tony Stark found a way to make more adamantium and make a suit out of that.
That and vibranium. Have a vibranium adamantium suit. There you go.
Well, then you make another shield. Make another shield for Captain America.
That could be your Mark
you've seen the trailer.
100 armor.
You've seen the trailer for Age of Ultron. That shield gets destroyed somehow.
Well, it's Ultron.
Yeah, somehow that shield, Captain America's shield is what I mean.
Would you like to make the assumption that Ultron possibly has a body made of adamantium? Fan theory bullshit. The same thing I was bitching about not even 21 minutes ago.
That is possible.
Just
so, and that's supposed to be what's happening with the next two. Black Panther is getting a movie. He'll be out soon. He'll be in soon.
2016, I think.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be in the new Avengers.
He's a backdrop character.
Yeah.
Ant-Man has a more prominent role in the film.
Ant-Man. I can't wait to see Ant-Man.
I think they're going to do it justice.
That's the league. That's for not having a lot of nerd topics per se. We did pretty darn good today.
What wasn't nerdy about anything we talked about?
Well, I mean, usually we talk about stuff that we just watch, and we have more to go on because it's fresher. But this one we had to kind of go.
We're actually in mid-season hiatus right now, so we're trying to do this. Just wait till the summer. So we really got to dig deep for topics. Might even have to cut it back to one every other week.
Yeah.
Unless movie season
really
kicks
football,
a lot of
we
ass.
want fantasy football.
And I'm not talking basketball. We are not talking baseball.
Oh, I hate baseball.
We're not going to watch cricket. We're not getting into rugby. We're probably not going to pick up soccer as something to talk about.
Maybe arena football. Would you get into arena football? Maybe?
Dude, Pittsburgh Power just pulled the plug. What's the point?
Did they?
Yeah, they're done.
Didn't they win the league last year?
They're done. Done. They pulled the plug on the Power. No pun intended.
No pun intended. Okay, we'll go to our top 10 superheroes. You went first last time. I went first this time.
Okay.
Honorable mentions. We didn't put a lot of women on our list, by the way. You had one. I got two on my honorable mention.
Yeah, but I like pimping my boys.
I would say Catwoman. She's an anti-hero. She's a villain. She's a hero. It depends on the day of the week. Raven, Storm, the Comedian, and Punisher. My 4 honorable mentions.
My kids have that.
Number 10. Superman. I have good respect for superheroes with a good high moral standard. So he's on my top 10. He's number 10 for me. And he is he's a good guy. Raised well. If he'd have been raised by anyone else, it could have been a lot worse. He could have been like the thing to like end all of humanity for the most part.
Yeah, like Ray Bubbles.
Yeah. Nightwing is number 9 for me. I like not really a superhero, like superhuman, but just maxing out your potential. Cyclops number 8. I liked him in the cartoon when I was a kid. I didn't read the comic book, so that's not in it.
That happens.
Gambit number 7. One of my favorite. I like the other guy, Tyler. What's his name? Oh shit! You just said it like last podcast.
I know.
Whatever his name is. Gambit, one of my favorite.
Oh, Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, Taylor Kitsch. Not Tyler, Taylor. Love him. I'm anxious to see how what's his name is going to be. Channing Tatum. Whoa, that's cool. Number 6, Captain America. Another good high moral standard guy, fighting for what he believes is right. Wolverine. I didn't like Wolverine until I saw Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. That's pretty badass.
I've always loved Wolverine.
I didn't like when I was a kid. I thought he was just a prick, but Hugh Jackman, and he took a stand. And I personally believe that that's the reason that the X-Men movies have gone a better route now. is because he said, I'm not doing any more
He's
of
him
these.
standing behind it saying, I am not putting a bad product out there. Now, we're talking about the guy who starred in The Boy from Oz. So he seriously believed in this gay musical that much that he was willing to be in it. So, I'm sorry, as far as I'm concerned, Hugh Jackman gets the street cred that MPH has, and MPH has got a lot of street cred in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's Wolverine. He's number 5. Number 4, he turned me on to this, Deadpool. Deadpool's badass.
You gotta love Deadpool.
He's funny.
Deadpool, and for those of you unfamiliar, the most recent thing you could probably pick up is either Deadpool versus Cable or Agent X. All the same thing. Agent X is a really good storyline, by the way.
Number 3 is Kick-Ass, and if I had to throw like a number 1 or 2 sidekick, Hit Girl. I'm going off what's fresh in my mind, not all time. If I had to sit down and think about, I'd think about this for you.
We've already had this discussion. We're never going to do all time. We'll do up till now, but we're not going to say all time.
You say that, I will.
No.
Okay, well, example.
Time continues.
He
on.
says that as of now, Michael Jordan's the greatest there is. I say he will be the greatest until someone proves him wrong. So as of now, you don't know. Basketball can end tomorrow because some freak accident.
or it could go on for another 1,000
It could,
years.
and then you.
I'm not going to
rename
guess. I will say up until now, Michael Jordan is probably the best player that
of all time
has
till now.
played the game. Has played the game. Not ever will. Has. Done. Okay.
Not done, but okay.
Well, that was a segue.
I gotta get the last
Tangent.
word. Number 2, Green Arrow. I just really enjoy how the show Arrow is wrote or written, whatever. Probably the wrong
Written.
vernacular. I really enjoy how it is written. God damn it! I hate words. It's so good. It's just amazing. It's a watered down version of Batman, but he's doing a fantastic job. Whoever thought of making that into a show, kudos to you. You did a fantastic job. Okay.
Yeah.
It's one of the best. It won like
Great comic to television adaptation.
one of the best. It was voted. I think it won like Academy Awards for this year or something. Oscars. I don't know what it is.
No, it wouldn't be an Oscar.
It was Academy Awards.
Emmys.
Maybe Emmys for like the best choreographed TV shows.
Emmys, the TV thing.
Emmys. Okay, it is Emmys.
Yeah.
It won like best choreographed show, best fight scenes, which is very well done. You can't argue that.
No, it's done very, very well. There's very few scenes that you can pick apart and be like, oh, seriously? You expect me to believe that was a hit?
And the number 1, anyone who knows me knows this, is Batman. Batman has maximized the human potential in strength, in intelligence. Sorry, I'm burping. Batman. In commitment, in discipline, everything. He's maxed out your human capability, that the max you can get out of a human. And because of that, he can stand toe to toe with anyone. Any villain, any superhero. He's beat Superman more than Superman's beat him by a substantial number.
If he can't beat you physically, he'll beat you mentally.
Yeah.
If he don't get you the first time, you sure as hell are going down
And
in
I'll
round
state
2.
it for the podcast again. His superpower, is his mind. He can mentally adapt to any situation and figure out a way to win or adapt to survive. That's why no villain has beat him more than once, unless they completely change their strategy. Okay? Bane is like 9'7", 9 feet tall, 7 inches.
Short fucker.
All the stuff, like the Titan going through his system, and Batman still beats him. How is that not amazing? Superman, he beats Superman like 12, I think it's 16 out of 17 times that he beats Superman. You don't do that without being a superhero. Everyone's always like, he's not a real superhero. Yes, he is.
Yeah, okay, well then neither is Iron Man, but
Iron Man,
if you got a lot of money and you got a lot of time,
never-
you can have anything you want.
I will never say at all that Superman or Iron Man is not a superhero. He has proven that he can go toe to toe with anyone.
See, and I wouldn't say that about Batman, Nightwing, Green Arrow, anybody.
Yeah.
You know what? If you're wearing a costume and you're doing a good deed, then you're a superhero because you're doing more
Kick-ass
than I feel
girl.
like doing on a.
Kick-ass Hit Girl. We all know how awesome they are. So, your list.
My list, and this is kind of in a particular order, but not really. Deadpool, awesome stuff. Love the writing, love the character, love the breaking of the fourth wall, which is what makes it for me. The fact that he's looking at me going, hey, dumbass, are you reading this right now? The best. I love it. Captain America. little army passion there. That's what I did, but I just always have loved the character. Always thought a great stand-up guy, willing to stand up for the American right, even if that means going against the government, which he's done. Check it out. Iron Man. Love Tony Stark for the simple fact that he loves to look at the American government and go, you can't have the shit I have. I don't care. Great character. And they brought alcoholism into the comics and how to battle it. Like, that was a very mature thing to do. Wolverine. How do you not like Wolverine? 3 claws each hand. I'm going to slice you, dice you, Julian, cut your ass to hell. Awesome character. Always with an attitude problem. And even though it would appear he doesn't give a shit about anyone, bring up Jean Grey or Jubilee and then see what happens in an argument, because he's got a soft spot for his chicks. Batman, you can't deny the fact the guy is the apex of the human condition. He will, if he can't beat you this time, he'll beat you next time and every time thereafter. Green Arrow. Only because of this, and if you can't read it, Kevin Smith. His arc on Green Arrow was absolutely amazing. That's what made me fall in love with the character and go find everything I could about him and read it up and find out who Spectre was. And, well, wait a minute, Spectre's Hal Jordan? I thought Hal Jordan was Green Lantern. Like, gave me a lot of back reading to do. Absolutely loved it. Rocket Raccoon. An asshole raccoon with a machine gun.
What's not to like?
That's just fun. The Apathy Coalition t-shirt should say everything you need to know about that. Ghost Rider, because I like the redemption storyline. I like the fact that I'm a good guy. I want the best for this guy. I'm willing to commit myself to something that's not good to do that, and then digging yourself out of that hole. I really like that idea. The Authority. I can't pick a character, but it's all super awesome. Go find it. It's by Wildstorm. It's out of print. It's going to be, you're hitting into the backtrack issues. You're looking through boxes at your local comic store. Find everything you can find. Read the entire story arc. It's your favorite superheroes if they were truly adults and had adult problems like, oh, I don't know, being gay or sleeping with somebody else's wife. Good stuff. It really is. It complicates. And the honorable mention on that end is The Establishment. I'm not helping you guys. Go track this down. This is just as good, done by Wildstorm too, and actually it's kind of a spin-off of The Authority, but really good stuff. Loved it. The main villain in this is a guy who becomes cancer. Like literally becomes cancer, almost unstoppable. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. And the last and the least, Brian Pulido, Mr. Jensen, and Mr. Hughes created a lovely character in the form of Lady Death that was a heroine cast to hell by her own abolition, but whatever. Great character, and I will wear the Chaos Crest on me for the rest of my life because I believed in the company that much. They're now defunct. Could have been a bad decision, but I stand by it. Those guys were brilliant. Her, Evil Ernie, Purgatory, Valkyrie, everything they had written was wonderful, and I loved it, and I was sad to see it go. I actually tried to bid on the rights to Evil Ernie from the patent office when that went up. Lost that bid, but whatever. Those are mine. A little bit passionate about that, if you can tell. Oh, and yeah, we talked about the Azrael thing. This is the only issue of that storyline I ever read.
Have you fought Azrael? Like it a lot.
That's the only one I ever read because the comic was like, why is Batman kicking the shit out of Batman? Confused me. I had to know.
Azrael, little tidbit. Azrael takes over the Batsuit while Batman is recovering from his back breaking from Bane. Nightfall, my favorite comic book. That and The Long Halloween are my two favorites.
No, that's your favorite storyline from a comic book.
Yeah. What's that?
It's not your favorite comic book. Because this actually took
part
over
story.
Like
I'm sorry.
Legend of the Dark Knight, and then there were Batman, the Greatest Detective. No, this is the comic book it's in. Batman, Legends of the Dark Knight.
Knight's End. It's part of Knight's End. That's what I was saying.
The storyline.
Yes.
That's the storyline. It took place over like 6 books.
Yeah, I know. I have the first one. There's 3 books. Knight's End, Nightfall, Night's Watch, and then Knight's End was the last book I got like the graphic novel. It's that thick.
No, that's the
first
storyline. What you're not understanding is when it comes to Batman, it's just like X-Men comics. This is Batman Legends of the Dark Knight. Then there's a comic book just called Batman. Then there's Batman Detective
Okay,
Stories.
I'm agreeing with you in a roundabout way, but I'm saying that is part of Night's End.
Yeah, which is a great storyline.
Yeah, it's part of Nightfall.
Yeah.
It plays off of Nightfall, which is.
I know what I'm saying. Do you know what you're saying? Because I know what I'm saying.
I'm agreeing with you.
Don't agree with me in a small tone of voice. This is like yelling at Matt Redding.
Yeah. Why?
Well, no, because he'll agree with you, but he'll agree with you loudly, and then you feel like you're in an argument even though you're not.
You thought I was saying something else, and I wasn't saying it. That's all I was saying.
Well, you were misspeaking then.
Well, you were mishearing.
I'm gonna mishear your face with a beer can.
Okay, we are not doing this next week. We're taking a hiatus for our holiday. Do yourself a favor. Watch all this.
Read all that.
It. Well, don't.
No, read all that.
Okay,
Read
well, you won't get
that.
it all done for the next time, but
You could. If
They're
you
not
had
bad
a
stories.
hyperchamber, you could really get all this done.
see, this is why we need this.
Go find a hyperchamber.
This is something. Why are we not funding this? We all need a hyperchamber. If I had a hyperchamber, I would be the next Batman. I don't know.
We seriously need to create a quantum entanglement in space to where 70 years could be 1 minute.
Seriously,
I just wouldn't want to age.
I want the hyperchamber. If there's one thing I can get in my life, I would ask for nothing else. Is the hyperchamber. Right, Jess?
Right.
Disagree. Yeah. See, she knows.
Is my baby happy now?
You can put the baby in a hyperchamber, and in 3 days, it'll be like 5 years old. It's great.
Oh, you're missing all the best stuff
I'm
then.
just messing, dude. I'm just messing. But like I said, we're taking a hiatus for the holidays.
Thanks for watching.
We do appreciate it.
Merry Christmas. Fuck your happy holidays. Take your Festivus and shove it up your ass. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Good Kwanzaa. Boom.
See, I have a habit of saying that just because you never know. A lot of
He's a bartender.
yeah, a lot of Jewish people.
Happy Hanukkah.
I say happy holidays. It covers it all. If I say Merry Christmas, then I have the awkward I'm Jewish or I'm atheist.
Oh, well then, by the way, Happy Hanukkah.
Oh, I do.
Oh, I'm
say
atheist.
I do say that.
Oh, well then, go fuck yourself.
Oh well.
I don't hate atheists.
Happy
but
next
really-
Thursday.
What do you got if not?
Happy Thursday.
Why not celebrate Christmas? You don't have to really commit to being a Christian to celebrate Christmas. Most of the people that are Christians to celebrate Christmas don't deserve the right to celebrate it in the first place. So if you're an atheist, have a good time. Put up a tree. Put up some lights. It can mean whatever it means to you.
It's been proven that based on the star alignment that the Bible describes that Jesus was actually born in the middle of July.
No, actually it's closer to April. He's born in the spring because otherwise would shepherds be tending their flock in the middle of winter? Nobody does that.
No.
Nobody does that. And especially in that area of the world. All right, that's another nerd conversation. We'll talk about this after Christmas, is not to infuriate your Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Enjoy your Kwanzaa.
Happy Nerd Christmas. Happy Nerd Christmas. Merry Nerd Christmas.